My parents canceled my graduation dinner because my sister failed her exam. That night, my uncle handed me an envelope that changed everything. I'd been waiting 4 years for this moment. Top of my class, job offer already signed. First person in my family to graduate with honors. Nobody in my family had ever done that. My grandparents didn't finish high school. My parents barely scraped through community college. And here I was, magna cum laude, with a Fortune 500 company already offering me a position. My parents promised me a nice dinner at my favorite restaurant to celebrate. Nothing crazy, just the 6 of us. Me, my parents, my sister, my uncle who was driving in from 3 hours away, and my grandmother. I'd been looking forward to it for weeks. Bought a new dress, got my hair done that morning, even splurged on a manicure because I wanted to feel special for once. Then around 4 in the afternoon, my sister came home crying. She'd failed her nursing boards for the third time. She'd barely studied for any of her attempts. I know because I watched her scroll TikTok for hours while her textbooks collected dust on the kitchen table. But none of that mattered to my parents. My mom immediately went into crisis mode, started rubbing her back, telling her everything would be okay, that she could take it again in 3 months. My dad poured her a glass of wine and said failure was just a stepping stone. They sat with her on the couch for over an hour while I finished getting ready upstairs, checking my phone every few minutes to make sure we were still on schedule. 2 hours before my dinner reservation, my mom pulled me aside in the hallway. Her face had that look, the one I'd seen 100 times before, the one that always meant I was about to be disappointed. "We need to postpone," she said. "Your sister is devastated. It would be cruel to celebrate right now when she's going through something like this." I stood there in my new dress, makeup already done, hair curled, nails freshly painted. I'd spent $200 preparing for this night. "Mom, I've been working toward this for 4 years," I said. 4 years of all-nighters and studying and missing out on things so I could graduate at the top of my class. She actually rolled her eyes at me. "It's one dinner, sweetheart. Don't be selfish. We can celebrate next week or something. Your sister needs us right now." I wanted to scream. I wanted to ask when I ever got to need them. When was it ever my turn to be the priority? But I didn't. I just nodded and walked away because that's what I always did. My sister didn't even look up from the couch when I walked past. She was scrolling Instagram, double tapping on beach photos. Not exactly the picture of devastation. She'd stopped crying the moment my parents finished consoling her. Now she was just enjoying the attention. I went to my room and sat on my bed. Didn't cry, didn't yell, just sat there in my $200 outfit staring at the wall. I texted my grandmother that dinner was canceled. She sent back a sad face emoji. I couldn't bring myself to text my uncle. I didn't know what to say. Around 7, I heard the doorbell ring. Then voices downstairs, loud ones. I recognized my uncle's immediately. He'd driven the full 3 hours anyway, not knowing the dinner had been called off. I came downstairs just in time to hear my dad explaining the situation. "It's just one dinner," he said, using the exact same words my mom had used on me. "We'll reschedule. Her sister is going through a really hard time right now." My uncle's face went cold. Not angry, just cold. Like something had clicked into place and he was seeing my parents clearly for the first time. He turned to me. "Get your coat, we're leaving." My dad stepped forward. "Come on, don't be dramatic. It's not that big a deal." My uncle didn't respond. He didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. He just reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out an envelope, handed it to me without a word. I opened it. Inside was a check covering my entire student loan balance, $47,000. Behind it was a letter explaining he'd been setting money aside for me since the day I was born because he always knew I was different. And at the very bottom of the letter, one sentence in his handwriting: "You're the only heir to my estate." My parents went white. My sister dropped her phone.